There is an unknown woman with the issue of blood who appears in 3 out of 4 of the Gospels. She had a serious chronic problem. We do not know a lot about her except that she had had this illness for 12 years and had spent all her money on doctors and was still growing worse rather than better. This courageous woman was not a person to take setbacks. She was constantly searching for solutions to her problem. She had heard about Jesus. Jesus had a reputation for helping and healing people. Should she approach him directly and ask to be healed? And if not, how could she be healed? There were several problems with approaching Jesus directly. Number one, her condition made her unclean. Like a leper or anyone with a contagious disease, she was supposed to warn people of her condition so they could protect themselves. She was not supposed to be in the crowd to begin with. Number two, she would view Jesus as a holy man or a teacher. Such a person would be appalled by her condition and refuse to touch her or deal with her. We know that is not how Jesus would have reacted, but from what she knew of the customs and actions of such men in her day, she would feel that it was a likely reaction. And number three, of course, it was an embarrassing condition to talk about. Women did not talk about such things, especially in public and with a man. But this determined woman with the issue of blood was not going to give up. She believed that all she had to do was touch the hem of Jesus' clothes and she would be healed. That would mean sneaking up on him in a crowd, touching his clothes, and then slipping away, unknown but healed. What she had not counted on was that Jesus would feel the healing power going out from him. Jesus, in his human nature, did not know she was in the crowd and did not know who had touched him. But he knew someone, among all who jostled him and bumped into him, someone had touched him in faith. And he stopped to find out their story. The woman saw that her hope of disappearing quietly into the crowd was gone. No doubt she was fearful that Jesus would condemn her actions, humiliate her, and perhaps even reverse the healing. Still, she came forward and confessed to Jesus what she had done and why. The first word out of Jesus' mouth stilled all her fears. He called her daughter. No condemnation, no criticism, only warmth and welcome. She was a daughter of God. From this historical story of this daughter of God with the issue of blood, we learn determination and persistence. She was not sitting at home moaning about her condition. She was not swimming in tears of self-pity. No, she was actively seeking solutions. Undoubtedly disheartened by the failure and the expense of every doctor she had tried, she never gave up. She was persistent. She kept trying. Every time she failed, she tried again. The doctor's solutions had probably been painful as well as expensive, but she kept at it. She had a dream, restored health, and nothing was going to stop her. Sometimes we need a touch from Jesus. Maybe it's a healing. Maybe it is salvation for a family member or a friend. Maybe it's an emotional or spiritual need, or something else. It doesn't matter. We will not receive the answer by sitting around hoping Jesus will act on our behalf. We need the determination to seek Jesus for the answer, seriously and persistently. Too many people turn back in the middle of the crowd, if they even get that far to start with, because it's too hard to press all the way through. They leave Jesus untouched and their miracle unfulfilled simply because they did not want it enough. Luke chapter 11 verses 9 to 10 says, "So I say to you, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives. The one who seeks finds. And to the one who knocks, the door will be opened." This unnamed daughter of God with the issue of blood was creative. As we've already said, approaching Jesus directly would have been difficult, but she would have done it if there was no other way. She put her mind to work. All she really needed was just to touch his clothes. The best way to do that was to work her way through the crowd that would constantly be touching him and bumping into him and touch him herself. What could be easier or more anonymous? Do we get trapped in lockbox thinking? Do we say it's never been done that way before? We need to think outside the box. We need to be creative. If you study the miracles of Jesus, you will see that he rarely healed the same way twice. God has principles, but not formulas. We have to be open to trying new things and looking at situations in a new light. Another thing we need to notice is how important this woman was to Jesus. Remember the context. Jesus is on his way to heal a girl of an important Jewish leader who is on the point of death. This was an emergency. Any delay could make him too late. Yet, in spite of all the pressure, Jesus stops and takes time to minister to this daughter of God personally. Like the Egyptian slave girl Hagar, who was honored as the first person to see the angel of the Lord, this unnamed woman was important and significant to Jesus. No matter where we come from, no matter what our circumstances, no matter what our experiences or lack of experience with religion are, Jesus loves us and cares for us. He will stop what he is doing to spend time with us. His line is never gets a busy signal. Rest assured you are safe with Jesus. Since this daughter of God with the issue of blood was important to Jesus, he was not going to let her slip away and go back to a normal life. She had acted courageously in seeking the solution to her problem. Now she would have to show her courage by standing up in the crowd and telling what she had done and what had happened to her. Jesus did not do this because he needed an ego boost. It was for the benefit of the woman and the crowd. The woman needed to confirm her healing by confession. If she had gone home secretly, she might have suffered guilt, wondering if she had done something wrong, and her faith would always have been in the closet. The crowd needed to hear a testimony of faith to strengthen their faith in who Jesus was and is. Although Jesus encouraged a weak faith, like meeting with Nicodemus in secret, he never seems to be one for the every head bowed and every eye closed approach. Faith must be expressed. Faith must be acted on to become a reality. It has to move from an intellectual or an emotional experience to a heart change, or it's not real. Romans 10:9-10 says, if you declare with your mouth Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. For it is with your heart that you believe and are justified, and it is with your mouth that you profess your faith and are saved. After this woman with the issue of blood had confessed what she had done, notice the first word out of Jesus' mouth. It was daughter. To Jesus, she wasn't some strange woman in a crowd. She wasn't just a nameless face. She wasn't a bothersome interruption. She wasn't just another person who needed him. She touched him in faith. Now she was family. She was a daughter of God. He was her father. He was going to care for her. A new close relationship had blossomed. Whether you're a Christian or not, you can come to Jesus. You may have been a stranger. You may feel like a stranger. But the moment you touch Jesus in faith, you are family. You have entered in a new relationship. Jesus is your Father. He will never reject you. He will never laugh at your fears and concerns. He cares for you. You can come to him confidently and in total safety. Imagine Jesus calling you a son or a daughter of God. Hear the words of Jesus to you from Mark 5:34. Daughter or son, your faith has healed you. Go in peace and be freed from your suffering. May the peace and grace of Jesus be yours.